Opening a supermarket during COVID-19. First-hand insights from Raley's. Keith Knopf, a 25-year veteran retailer with senior leadership roles at Kohl's, Victoria's Secret, and Macy's, is Raley's president and CEO. And it just so happened that 3 new store openings in California were scheduled pre-pandemic. 2 of the stores, the Bel Air banner in Rancho Murieta and the Raley's in Lempert, opened on May 20th and April 15th, respectively, during the turmoil of COVID-19. A new format Raley's, ONE Market, opened June 27th. Every store opening adds a lot of pressure to a supermarket chain. But during these times, the pressure was even more intense, certainly because of the CDC and state and local restrictions. But for Knopf, there was even a more intense pressure. There wasn't a full-line grocery store in Rancho Murieta. Raley's prides itself on serving and helping build its communities, and has done so since 1935. Social distancing and queuing people outside, metering how many people could enter, shields, masks, sanitation standards, wiping down surfaces every 30 minutes or less, team members in the store making sure standards were followed, cart washing, temperature check, team members, social distancing at intersection points during point of sale with decals on the floor, food service operations shut down, their cafe on the mezzanine was closed and is still limited. The Raley's in Lempert was even under more pressure because the newly built store was right next to their old location, one of the company's highest volume stores. Right about the time COVID-19 was spreading, that store was nearly finished and started to be stocked. Raley's was operating the old store, which is now closed and has become a dark store servicing delivery orders only, and the new one concurrently operated. And some of the challenges were to incorporate the sanitation and safety measures in both the old and the new store at the same time. Typically, supermarkets open a new store and shut the old store. But because of the pandemic, he says, they didn't want to put needed inventory behind a closed door. Raley's, a purpose-driven, community-centric organization, approached the situation from the needs of the community. They had inventory, Keith told me, and people had needs. So he made a unique decision to keep both stores open and deep discount the old store for 7 days to sell the inventory of pulling it off shelves and redirecting it. We did that because we wanted the inventory to be available to people. It might have been more profitable not to do it this way, he points out. But they wanted to meet the community's needs, and Raley's could serve them, and in the long run, that would be smart and generous for us to do, he said. And then there was the grand openings, usually a big deal for both the store and the brands they carry. Knopf said they had to rethink this differently, without the fanfare, but once things do get back to normal, he expects to have terrific grand opening events. He said their suppliers understood, but for him, under these circumstances, he thought it more important to get the stores open, get people to work, than it was to postpone the store openings and have a big celebration so they could have their moment in the sun. On the online side, Raley's e-commerce amplified 3 to 4 times before COVID-19, and that has exploded. According to Keith, they hired 2,000 people in 10 days to support the demand. 90% is on Raley's proprietary platform and 10% on Instacart. He expects eventually for e-commerce to be 6 to 10% of the business, or about 2 to 3 times of where it was pre-COVID. When I asked him what he's learned from the COVID-19 openings that could help navigate future disasters, he told me, "We validated that our organization is resilient and agile. Despite ambiguity and uncertainty, we can move forward. People need to see that resiliency and hope and stability. It gives us confidence that our purpose-driven mission and vision and our confidence in our team members and customers is well placed. We as a company," he said, "and as an economy, we will get through it." And I think that's what we reaffirmed over these last 100 days. The other thing we learned is to act quickly and be deliberate, and always prioritize the team member and the customer safety experience ahead of profit or any other objective.